Peace and love. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Today we'll be doing a reading for the Divine Feminine. We'll be doing an energy check today. I'm so thankful to have you here with me. One more time. My setting has changed. I did some rearranging in my living space, my main living space, and pretty much organized myself out of that room. I had to put bookcases up, so I had to move my desk out of there, so now I'm in my room. And so this will be where I conduct my readings from now on. I have a dedicated space for it, and so we'll see. But once again, I'm thankful that you're here with me, and let's get started. How are things been going for you? How has your healing been going? Give thanks for life, for healing, for being nurtured by those who love me here on the planet and by those who love me in spirit. I'm thankful for my ancestors. I'm thankful for my guidance. I'm thankful for me. I'm thankful for the lessons that I'm learning on the planet at this time. I ask that I'm continuously guided. And I ask that I continue to love others fully, love myself fully, and that I'm always working towards healing, growing spiritually, and towards ascension as we move into the next dimensions. Spirit, thank you so much. Angels, thank you for your protection and for your guidance, Most High. Above all, thank you for life. What messages do you have for us today as we move into a new year, as we work on our spirits, as we continue to evolve as humans, as souls? Most High, what messages do you have? Angels, thank you so much. What messages do you have for us today? The Divine Feminine Energy. We have Artemis, independence and empowerment. Independence and empowerment. And that's what we're working towards. This is a beautiful deck too. I want to just showcase the creator and the artist of this deck. I'm Claudia Olivas. She has a YouTube channel as well. I'll put a link for it down below. But she's a beautiful artist, and I really do enjoy this deck. Gorgeous messages, very powerful messages. Let's get some more energy out here as we're thinking about independence and empowerment. Taking care of ourselves, taking care of our bodies, taking care of our hearts and minds. Removing ourselves from negativity. That's something that we're always working towards doing. Having independent thoughts. Thinking for ourselves. Not only empowering ourselves to move forward, but getting into a space where we can empower others as well. Because that's what we're here for ultimately, is to help heal others in whatever way we know how. Whatever way we've been called to do so. No matter what, and I talk about this in every reading, we all have the capacity to heal. We all have the capacity to teach in some way, in some manner, one way or another. It doesn't require schooling. It doesn't require degrees. It's not about that. It's about the lessons that we learn here in life, the life lessons, the life school. It's the lessons that you came here with, the lessons that you were brought here with from the Most High. When we all arrived here, we came here with certain lessons to learn and certain gifts to bring to the surface. These gifts were present when we were little, and these gifts are still ready and available for us as we become older. The thing that I find that with gifts is that life becomes heavy, and like bricks, it can lay on us and it can lay on our gifts, and it becomes harder and harder to understand them. It becomes harder and harder to see the purpose in them and to see the value and how reciprocal they are. Because for some the gift might be small, but in reality the gift is big. Like for me, I always try to practice kindness and to be nice to others, and that's a gift. And at times that gift can seem to be a beautiful thing, and at times it can be a harmful thing. So we have to understand our gifts. We have to know when to protect ourselves, and we have to know when to fully let our guards down. It's just that balancing act with life. But we're always working towards independence and empowerment. The Six of Thunder. This means that we're moving forward. The Six of Thunder is the Six of Swords, which means that we're coming out of difficult times. And if we think about 2021, we experienced a lot this past year. Lots of ill health, uncertainty, death, political upheaval, poverty. These things are forever ongoing. Even questioning our spirits, questioning spirituality, questioning the nature of, why we're here, what are we doing. Just trying to find our faith again, trying to have a better understanding of this world we live in and the place that we live in. But the Six of Thunder says that we are moving forward powerfully because we're on this whale here. The whale for me is a powerful animal which represents a feminine energy in my mind, but also a highly intuitive energy because it navigates in that water and that strength and that power that it has with it. Just it carries in its person, in its body, that strength in that body, it means that that's what you have as well. You have this intuitive knowing and this power within you that's able to push through any type of current, which we've experienced some negative currents, energetic currents this past year. But we're moving through them here. You're able to move through them. And so Spirit says you're moving through. Spirit says that you can look back on those lessons and you can kind of, you're getting understanding from them, but you're moving forward past those times. The Root of Wands, the beginnings of it all. See that little fire starting? That's us planting those seeds of fire. That's that initial desire, that initial call to action. That's when we say, that's an idea that we might have, an idea for a way that we want to live our lives, an idea for a way that we want to present ourselves going forward, an idea for how we want to be in the world, how we want to move in the world. And the Root of Wands is that initial, it's grabbing it and putting it in our hands, and it's moving forward with it. So not only are we moving out of difficult times with the Six of Thunder, but we have something in our hands powerful. The Wands for me is always the Holy Spirit energy. It's pure fire. It's a creativity that can't be contained. You would know what it is. It's whatever you have within you, whatever that might be. But Spirit says you're holding that in your hands, and it's saying that it's powerful. And as you move forward with that intuitive energy, that powerful body, with that whale energy, and that pure water, that emotion. And that's another thing too with the Six of Thunder. The thunder is a mental card because it's the swords, but it's also with that water energy, we're thinking about the emotional body too. So with that whale, with that intuition plowing through that water, Spirit is telling us to not be afraid of the emotional body, because when we think about the sixes, we think about the swords, we think about using logic to move through life. And sometimes logic is important. We need to always have that there. But the emotional body is also, well, in my opinion, I find it to be more important. Not to be overwhelmed by the emotional body, not to be overtaken where we're not using our senses. So the mind has to come in play as well. But being guided intuitively, it means that we are following that emotional body. And when we follow it, and when we give it the chance and the opportunity to lead us, it becomes more powerful. And then we're like gliding on the water. You know, we're not fighting against the current. We're not pushing our way through. We're gliding on the water. And that's where Spirit want to have us, in that space where we are allowing that emotional body to push us through, that intuitive energy, that inherent energy that we all have. As we move through those currents with ease, because we're allowing our emotions, that a positive part of our emotions, to move us through, that optimism. As we're moving towards independence, we have something in our hands. We have pure fire in our hands. We have that idea in our hands. We have that creative talent in our hands. We have that gift in our hands. We have that idea, that spark, that whatever it may be, you know what it is, because you know who you are, right? We all know who we are. And if we don't know exactly, we're working towards it. That's what we're here for. We're working to learn who we are, and we're working to learn what our spirit guides and what the Most High, what our angels want from us here on this planet. And Spirit says you have it in your hand. You have the power in your hand, whatever that may be, whatever that is to you. The Eight of Wands says that we harness that power. We have it in our hands. We walk with that emotional, powerful body, but we also hold that fire too. You know, those are two opposing energies with that water and that fire. But we still walk with it. And Spirit says that we move with speed, because the Eight of Wands is a card of quickness. It's something that comes to us quickly. It's something that, you know, is divine. It's something that's given to us by the Holy Spirit here. And Spirit says that whatever you're holding in your hand, if you set it afire, which means you utilize it and you put it out into the world, you get the energy of the Eight of Wands, which is fast movement forward. Whereas before, it could have been slow. Things could have moved slow in your life. I feel like last year was a year of introspection. It was almost a hangman energy year, even though things were moving all around us at lightning speed. Information was dropping here and there. But sometimes, even when those things are happening, when there's chaos around us, that doesn't mean in our lives that we're moving fast or that we are experiencing that same type of rapid speed. I think last year was a year of introspection, because I feel like COVID put people in their homes and also put people in their minds, where they had to kind of think about where they were, who they were, and what they were doing. When we're so close to understanding the fragility of life, and that we're not meant to be here forever, and that at any moment we might not be here, not to be afraid of that, but to understand that every moment that we live on this planet is precious, and that we want to spend it in positive energy, in positive thinking. It's not always possible, and that's understandable. We're not all trying to be perfect here, but we're all trying to understand our place here on this planet. The High Priestess, powerful energy, ancestral energy, the owl here. The High Priestess knows how to navigate in the darkness. It's an energy of knowing how to intuit things when it's heavy. Intuit things when there's no true messages. They won't be written in the sky per se, or they won't be written down and handed to you. It's that emotional body that you have to connect to, which is the High Priestess. This is not an energy of sharing and telling everybody anything. This is an energy of keeping things to yourself for a moment as you understand yourself, you understand your spirit. This is an energy of being connected with your spirit. The spirit is the energetic body within us that allows us to operate as we truly and as we fully are, or operate fully, okay, in the chaotic world that we live in, which is in opposition to us operating fully, right? So the high priestess shows herself and says, I know who I am. I know what I'm here to do. I know what spirit wants for me. My guides are talking to me. I'm open to my guides. I'm open to my ancestral spirits. I'm open to my angels. I'm open to the Most High. I am listening. It's a quiet card, right? Because it's a card of listening. It's not a card of talking, right? Sometimes we think we're doing something when we're talking, but really, when you're doing the most, you're listening, right? And so you don't have to listen to people. You can listen to the birds. The high priestess is listening to the birds. She's listening to the sounds of the animals. She's waiting to hear that guidance from a person across the room that might not be talking to her, right? So the high priestess is always there with us. It's an energy of knowing, right? How do we get to that knowing? We get to that knowing by harnessing the power of the emotional body. Not to the point where our emotions are manipulated by others. And that's a hard thing. When we are using an emotional body and we're operating in that emotional body, and when it doesn't have that fortitude, that strength, right? That strength of knowing who we are on the inside, the emotional body can be easily manipulated. That's why people are afraid of using it, and that's why people are afraid of operating in it, right? Because emotions can be manipulated and misused, and they can be misdirected. You know, we've all been there. I've been there, right? So the key is to have that high priestess energy where we're listening to things that we trust. We're listening to energies that we trust. Truly, the energy that we're listening for is the higher self, the spirit, that higher mind, which is who we are and who we were before we got here. That's the energy. That's the messages. That's what we're listening for. Okay? And so we're listening for those messages, and they're telling us which way to go. They're telling us which way to go. That message. Our spirit guides are telling us which way to go. But if we're like this, and if we're afraid of our spirit guides, if we're afraid of our ancestors, if we don't even think about our ancestors, if I didn't think about my mother that passed away, you know, would I be understanding to her when she comes to me in my dreams? Would I feel her when she was around me? Would I be able to heed her warnings when she came to me, right? And so we become afraid. We become afraid of our own emotions, and we become afraid of outside energies that are here to protect us, right? The high priestess is not afraid. That's why she operates in the dark. That's why she's most active in the dark. She's most active in those moments where people are asleep. And the high priestess, even if she is sleeping, she's still active. The root of stones. Powerful energy. Spirit is saying here that you are blossoming. You are growing. You are showing yourself with these petals here. Just a root, just a seed initially. And then that root grows into this stalk or this stem. And then we might not know what flower it is, but we start to see what it is when the petals come out, right? And the petals show the colors. And the petals show the textures. And the petals aren't afraid to show themselves. They love to be beautiful. They know they're beautiful. They know they're meant to be seen, right? And the petals look to the sun for guidance, for life force, and for energy. And that's how we look to spirit, for that life force and for that energy. But we're not afraid to show ourselves. And that's the key in life, too, to show yourself as you truly are. We reap rewards when we do so. This bee is landing on the petal there, getting the pollen. Bees to me are always an energy of abundance. It's co-creation. It's also using what's around you to create. Using what's around you to create abundance. Really quickly, we come here with what we need, right? You don't have to get anything. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to. Now, we always want to learn. We always want to learn and grow. You know, if you're an artist, you want tools for your trade. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that what brings us abundance is in the body. It's in the mind. It's in the heart. It's in the spirit. It's here. How you bring it out into the world, the root, the seed you plant, how you show up with the petals, that's up to you, right? Spirit is saying don't be afraid. Because also this independence and empowerment is an energy of somebody that might have to walk their own way. They might have to go their own direction, away from the crowd, away from the norm, what's normal. We may have to walk away from that, what's seen as being normal. That energy around that halo or that sun there, but also this protective energy that's behind her. That's the spirit guide. That's protection. That's a holy energy that's behind her. Also, too, listening to our animal friends, paying attention to them. This deer here, that's always for me a symbol of being gentle with ourselves as we move through difficult healing cycles, as we're moving into an energy of that Six of Thunder where we're coming out of difficult times. So Spirit is saying being gentle. Those arrows behind her says that she knows the target, which means you know the target. You know where you want to be. Sometimes we might not know how to get there, but can we at least know where we want to be? Can we envision where we want to be? The arrows says she knows where she wants to be. And not only does she know where she wants to be, but she has the fortitude, because the arrows also for me are air energy. It's a mental energy too. Swift like that. Swift mind. She knows how to execute. She knows it up here. But not only does she know it up here, she knows how to send it through the world. Flip quick like that. It's that type of energy. Spirit is asking you to call on that too. That's utilizing the emotional body, but also utilizing the mental body too, with that Six of Thunder. Do it with passion, with this red on. Do it with passion. She also has gold in her outfit. Do it with regalness, right? Do it with power. And that green. Focus on the heart chakra, but also focus on nature. Spend some time looking at it. I don't even care if you just have a house plant. You know, look at your house plant. Go outside and, you know, it's cold now, but, you know, look up at the tree. Get some of that healing vibration from that green energy. So that's where we are right now. On the bottom, we have the Three of Cups, which is saying that we're rejoicing together. Because this is something that we're doing together. We all are deciding to come out. We all are deciding to show who we truly are. And as divine feminine energy, we're celebrating each other. Not only are we celebrating each other, I'm celebrating you. I'm thankful for you. I want nothing but the best for you. I want nothing but the best for your healing, for your movement forward. I can't wait to see who you are. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen it, but I love it. I love who you truly are. No matter what anybody else told you beforehand, no matter if anybody said that you were strange, or they didn't understand you, or you were too this, or you're too that. I love you when you show yourself as you truly are and as you truly intended to be on this planet, because that's the most difficult thing to do. Once we get to that point, things will start to click for us. So Spirit is saying we rejoice. Not only am I rejoicing for you as a fellow sister, but the spirit realm is rejoicing. It says celebration is at hand. Not just celebration in a spiritual sense, but abundance is overflowing with that Three of Cups. It's finding mutual understanding amongst your peers, among your family members, or the people that resonate with that energy. They might not be your direct family, but this is the spiritual family with this Three of Cups. This is where you came from. These are the energies that were underneath those cards. That Nine of Wands, you can see it. Hiding there. Hiding. No more hiding. No more hiding. No more carrying the burdens. This is the devil here. No more carrying the burdens of others. No more laying unnecessary burdens on yourself. No more creating stories about yourself. Right? We're moving away from that. We're healing. We're healing. And this, I love this tower here. This is a beautiful tower card because it's saying even though the waves are crashing, the thunder is rolling in, the waves are rolling and things are shaking, shaking around us, we still maintain ourselves. We still go deep within. That's what that last year was. This is an example of last year, pretty much, in card form. And it won't just be, it's not just last year. It's going to be this year. And it's going to be next year. Because we're never without lessons. And we're never without being afraid and being overwhelmed and having anxiety. I'm not one of these readers that believes that everything should be roses and gumdrops, or that you should block it out, or you shouldn't think about it, or you need to change your mind because if you don't change your mind, negative things will happen to you. Yes, if you focus on the negative, that's all you'll see, right? But when we're using the emotional body fully and we're learning ourselves fully, we need to understand what makes us fearful. We need to understand what gives us anxiety. We need to understand what makes us want to hide. That way we won't do it. Or we'll find ways to learn and find ways to grow out of it. If we don't ever confront the energy, if we bottle it up or act like it doesn't exist, we're not healing from it, right? Let's do one more card here. I haven't done this deck in a while. Oh, really quickly, this is the Gentle Tarot by Marisa Rice Aparicio Tovar. This is a beautiful deck. I just got this. These are two women of color creators, both of these decks. And they both are the artist for these works. Let's get one more card as we move into the week. I've had this deck for many, many years. This one I'm using now. It has gotten me through many difficult times. I'm just going to pull one. Let's see. A sip of water real quick. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Surrender. Beautiful energy. Surrender. And this is what I'm doing now. This is the energy that it seems so easy to do. But it's not all the time. Rest the body. Some of us aren't resting enough. Rest the body and rest the mind. Let things happen around us. Still ourselves. Eat good food. Spend time with a good friend. You know, my share has that little, look, a little rat there, eating delicious, juicy pineapple. Eat foods that we enjoy that are healthy for the body. But rest the body and allow spirit to show us the way and illuminate the way. And then we have guidance on the bottom. You can see that? Allow the correct guidance to come to us. Surrender. And let's allow the correct guidance to come towards us. Because we're moving towards independence. We're moving towards empowerment. And we're getting into a position where we're going to empower others. I'll see you next week, and we'll see where the energies are as we continue to move forward and heal together. Take care. Sending you love.